Fright Night Vault. Audio horror for nighttime listening.
Welcome, Fright Night Vault listeners. If you're hearing this, you're already part of the ritual, so don't look away now. Like, subscribe, and share this story before it finds someone else who's alone in the dark. Because some initiations don't end in ceremony. They end in silence. It started with a message, not a phone call, not an email, a slip of paper, folded into a perfect square and slid under his dorm room door while he was sleeping. No name, no return address, just a symbol, drawn in thin black ink, 3 interlocking keys, their teeth angled downward like fangs, and a phrase beneath it, barely visible. You've been watched. You've been chosen. He thought it was a prank. He was new on campus, first semester, first taste of independence, still unsure which buildings had secret stairwells and which professors whispered warnings between lectures. The school had its rumors, a secret society, an invitation-only group that no one would admit existed. They called it the Third Room, or the Lockless Order, depending who you asked. But no one had proof. He didn't reply. He tossed the paper into the trash and went about his day. But that night, he found another, this one inside his textbook, folded between pages he hadn't opened yet. Same symbol, same message. But now, with a time, Thursday, 3:33 a.m., North Stairwell, alone. The campus was a graveyard at that hour. Even the street lamps buzzed like they were trying to stay awake. But he went. Something about it scratched at his curiosity, like a song you can't place but swear you've heard before. The kind of mystery that dares you to ignore it. The stairwell was colder than it should have been. The concrete steps damp. No one else there, at first. Then came the tap. 3 sharp knocks from behind the metal maintenance door. He opened it. No one stood there. Only another folded note, placed at the center of the floor beneath a single flickering bulb. To ascend, you must first be willing to descend. Beneath it, an arrow pointing down. A hidden passage, rusty ladder, darkness yawning below like an open throat. He climbed, and the moment his feet touched the concrete below, his phone buzzed, though he had no signal. One message. Welcome, pledge. The room below campus wasn't on any blueprint. It was wide, too wide, like it had no business fitting beneath the quad. Concrete walls aged with rot. Old lockers lined one wall, each etched with Roman numerals and sealed with black wax. Cameras, dozens, all pointed inward, all watching. A voice spoke, not from a speaker, but from the air itself, flat, distorted, metallic. It said only, "The trial begins now," and the lights snapped off. When they returned, he wasn't alone. 3 others stood beside him, same dazed expression, same ink-stamped note clutched in their hands. They didn't speak. They couldn't. A rule sheet blinked into view on an overhead screen. No names, no speech, no refusal. Then the doors slid open, and the first trial began. The room was small, bare. In the center sat a single chair. Leather straps on the arms, a steel bucket on the ground. The screen flickered. Test 1, bleed. No further explanation. A razor appeared in a compartment in the wall. Timer began. 5 o'clock. Someone had to sit. Someone had to cut. The girl went first, no hesitation, as if she'd done this before in another life. She bled into the bucket. A sensor chirped. The door opened. The message was clear. Obedience keeps you alive. Each trial escalated. Test 2, bury. They were led to a room with dirt floors and 4 shovels. In the center, a crate. Inside, something, still moving. No timer, no instruction, just the expectation, do it, or be buried instead. One of them cracked, tried to run. The lights stuttered, the walls groaned. He never made it to the exit. When the lights returned, his body was gone. Only his student ID remained, half melted, the photo warped like it had been underwater. The screen blinked again. 3 remain. The deeper they went, the stranger the trials became. Not physical, psychological. They were shown images, photos that shouldn't exist, private memories, fears, secrets they had never told anyone. One boy fell to his knees, screaming when he saw the photo of his childhood bedroom. There was something in the corner, something blurry, something that had always been there. The girl broke during test 5, a voice, her mother's, whispering through static. "Why did you leave me in the fire?" She clawed at the walls until her fingers bled, sobbing apologies into the floor. When they pulled her away, she didn't resist. She smiled, whispered, "They finally heard me," and walked into the dark without another word. Now only 2 remained, and the final message had arrived. Test 6, harm. You must choose. You must carry it out. 1 walks out, 1 disappears. Only 2 remained. The boy, our boy, was trembling. Not from fear, but from something colder, more resigned. Across from him stood the last pledge, a tall, quiet figure who hadn't spoken, hadn't wept, hadn't broken. But in his eyes, something flickered. Desperation or hunger. Between them, a metal table. On it, a box. The screen flashed its cruel demand. Test 6, harm. 1 walks out, 1 disappears. No timer this time, only silence. And the box. Inside were 2 tools, a small ceremonial dagger and a mirror. Not a normal one. This mirror moved. It shimmered, like the glass was water and something beneath it was staring back. No reflection, just shifting darkness, a deep thrum, as if the mirror itself had a pulse. Instructions appeared. Choose the dagger, and the order is preserved. Choose the mirror, and truth is seen. Choose neither, and both are erased. The other boy grabbed the dagger without hesitation. He held it low, like he'd been trained. "Only one of us is real," he whispered. Our boy didn't answer, because something else was speaking now, not aloud, but inside his head. A dozen voices layered like fog, some weeping, some laughing, all whispering the same phrase, "We chose you, not him." He reached out and took the mirror. The room pulsed. The dagger boy lunged, and time fractured. He didn't remember moving, but he remembered the scream. It echoed, not just in the room, but inside the walls. The sound of someone being unmade. When the lights returned, only he remained. The dagger lay shattered. The other boy, gone. No blood, no trace. But the mirror now showed his reflection, eyes glowing faintly as if something ancient now peered back through him. Then the screen flashed one final phrase, "You have joined them." And the wall behind him opened, revealing a spiral staircase descending endlessly into black. He didn't hesitate. He walked down, because the true test, the final initiation, had only just begun. He stepped downward, 1 floor, 2. Each landing greeted him with silence, and whispers only he could hear. Not voices, memories. The girl's last smile before she walked into the dark. The boy's scream as the dagger turned on him, the click of the first camera, the taste of blood in the air. He was part of it now, threaded into the fabric of something much older than the college, older than any secret society. A legacy of obedience, of sacrifice, of continuation. The staircase ended in a door, wood, painted red, but the paint moved like it was alive, slithering with veins, pulsing like breath. He opened it. Inside, nothing but a single desk. A single chair and a notebook, its cover stitched in old leather, its pages blank, until he touched it. Words appeared. "Leave your mark. so others may follow. And so he did. He wrote everything. The room, the trials, the voices, the mirror. When he looked up again, the chair across from him was no longer empty. A girl sat there, younger, wearing campus colors, her eyes glazed, in her lap a note, coded, just like his. She couldn't see him, but she would follow the path. And when she reached this room, she would take his place. And he would become the next whisper. Another ghost, leaving clues. A secret hand guiding a new victim into the dark. Because that's how the Order survives. Through silence, through ritual, through blood, and through the ones who can never leave. Welcome to the Vault, listener. We hope you enjoyed the story. But if you feel watched tonight, or hear your name spoken where it shouldn't be, maybe the Order has found you too. Subscribe to the Vault and never walk alone again. Like the video, share the warning. Light keeps them back for a while. We upload daily, and the next story might be yours.